The Supreme Court on Monday reserves judgment on appeals filed by presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, challenging the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court that upheld the victory of President Bola Tinubu in the February election. The Apex Court justices, led by Justice Inyang Okoro, also strikes out an appeal by the Allied People's Movement (APM), just as it hears the application of the former Vice President to admit fresh evidence against President Tinubu.
Behind me is the Supreme Court, which is Nigeria's apex court. It has reserved judgment on the appeals filed by the major frontline presidential candidate in a February presidential election in Nigeria. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi. Both of the parties are before the Supreme Court, challenging the outcome of the Presidential Election Court on this matter. They have various grounds, but one of the new West ground was, of course, attempt by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to admit, if you like, or get admitted evidence arising from its discoveries from the Chicago State University concerning the certificates of the incumbent President Bola Tinubu. On both appeals, the Supreme Court had listened to both parties' arguments and reserved judgment. While it struck out the appeal by the APM, the APR, which was brought forward in contention of the ruling or judgment concerning allegation of double nomination by the vice presidential candidate, now Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima. The Supreme Court in this instance said it cannot sit on an appeal determined. That means sitting on a decision that has been taken by the same court. It urged the parties to withdraw the suit, which they did, and then eventually it was struck out by the Supreme Court. Now, the panel of justices of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Inyang Okoro, have reserved judgment on the substantive matter, that is on the two major appeals, that of the PDP and the Labour Party. It is for a date to be communicated to the parties in due course. And on the admissibility or otherwise of the new evidence, the Supreme Court has said that it is going to deliver ruling on that particular matter alongside the judgment it reserved. From the Supreme Court here in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, Shapiro Suleiman, Trust TV News.